Well, listener, so my opinion on this has changed over time. Let me tell you what I wrote about in my book. I wrote that Jake Shields, one day in sparring, turned it up really hard and he knocked me down twice with leg kicks that I'd even checked. And I was very impressed. And I said that Jake has a real secret weapon. What's that secret weapon? I said that Jake has the herky-jerky movements of a beginner, like someone unfamiliar with stand-up, but the power and speed of a professional. And anyone who spars a lot in the gym knows that, green guys are the worst to go with. They attack you in ways you don't expect, so you're often open for their attacks, which is funny. But the reality is, after a certain amount of time, they learn that they're going to get knocked out doing that, and they calm down and they start sparring a normal way. Years later, let me reflect on that a little bit. Let me reflect on Jake's fight against Dan Henderson and Jake's fight in the cage against the World Series of fighting against John Fitch. So Jake was built on steroids, right? So Gilbert went to a doctor up in NorCal, and the doctor's name was Gary Ross. And Gary used to supply my whole family and Jake and Gil with anything they wanted, right? There's a lot of doctors that do that. Gil suggested, why don't you go see Gary, Jake? Jake went, and Gary told me Jake asked about steroids that he didn't even know about. Jake was so knowledgeable about the steroid machine at that time. And Gary gave him what he wanted, and on he went. I would give to you that now, looking and reflecting back on it, I always say about weight classes, I say, the reason there's weight classes is because if you're bigger than them, they can't hurt you, and everything you do hurts them. Well, steroids have a similar effect, better because they increase hand-eye coordination and everything else. But I would say that Jake Shields' stand-up was based on his anabolic steroid use and his performance-enhancing drug use. And when that stopped, right against Dan Henderson, he could take Dan Henderson's punch well enough. It was hard to take him down with that reverse single, which is a really cool thing he invented in MMA. I don't see a lot of people doing it much anymore, probably because people know about it. And then when he fought John Fitch in World Series of Fighting, when drug testing was much more advanced, his career was over. So what I would give to you is, I guess, Jake was very much a steroid guy, and I'll tell you this, back that day he knocked me down twice with those leg kicks. He knocked me down because he probably just took a hot shot of juice and came to the gym and said, I'm going to beat up the spaz guy, which, by the way, is what he told me, because that's what his trainer told him I was. Oh, he's a spaz guy. Because his trainer was into that light sparring stuff because his trainer couldn't fight. Yeah, there it is. Anyway, read my book, Warrior of the Light.